somebody joined. The thing told me my broadcast didn't go live, so I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here playing with my phone. Maybe it is working, and the error message was actually an error, and not a non-broadcast error. So hi! Yay! I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing up and letting me know that all I'm doing here is playing with my phone in front of everybody. So I don't know who you are or where you're from, but I'm awfully glad you're here. You can tell me in the comments. One of the first things I like to do for people is sort of get them acquainted with Periscope in case you're new and haven't done it before. So, oh, hi Colleen, I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad this is actually working. The thing gave me an error when I started it saying it didn't broadcast, so I don't know, but it's working now. So tell me where you're from, tell me what you're up to, and I'll tell you a little bit about Periscope. So what you saw when you first came on, obviously, is me, and there's a comment box that showed up. Thanks, Colleen, for saying hi. You can, in the little comment section, type things out. I'll see it, and if I catch it and can read it on time, I'll answer the question. Feel free to interrupt and ask throughout the scope, no big deal. So, oh, and thanks for sharing, Colleen. I appreciate that. So that brings me to my next point. What you want to do is swipe to the right. You'll see a little map and some icons. And if you click the little share icon, which is a box with the little arrow that pops out the top, you can share this with your followers and let them come learn how to know they're on the right track for success. And that would be great too. So you can go ahead and do that now. My favorite feature of Periscope, and the reason why I took my free call online into Periscope, is because there's a little bit more interaction with the comments, but also if you tap on your screen, you'll get little hearts pop up. That's it, just like that. And if we were sitting in the same room and I could see you nod your head, oh yeah, or applaud, I would know I was on the right track. So I encourage you, if you see or hear something that resonates with you, go ahead and let me know so I can expand on that idea, or at least know that what I'm offering is helpful. So that's the tip for Periscope. What I'm going to do next is give it a little pause so that it edits easy when I save this to YouTube. And then you'll see me start as though we hadn't started at all. And we're going to talk today about knowing how to know you're on the right track for success. So thanks again for being here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Scoping Out. Today we're scoping out success and how to know that you're on the right track. Not what you think it is, so prepare for kind of a crazy ride. If you're new to this scope and to me, let me introduce myself for a second. My name is Triffany Hammond, just like Tiffany with an R. I help high-powered women with all the trappings of success who sit around wondering why they're not happy with all of their awesome success. I help them find that happiness piece. That's what I do. That's my specialty. I am a certified professional life coach. I have courses online. I do live workshops. I have a ton of stuff that goes on all the time to help people out when you feel stuck or when you feel like every time you get up, something tears you down. So I hope that you'll reach out to me and let me know how I can be of service. This scoping out I do almost every Wednesday at about 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And the purpose of it really is to show you real time and with a real person, me, that these tools are easy to use. These concepts are simple mind shifts, and that everyone, even the life coach who develops them and talks about them and thinks about them, does the work. The greatest gift we can give to this planet is for us to do our own personal work. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're tuned in and ready to do your personal work. Like I said, today we are talking about success and how to know you're on the right track. And I want to start by telling you this story about this road trip that my kids and I took to New Mexico. It was kind of an impromptu thing, and we just decided to go out for New Year's Eve and didn't even really know, we didn't really have a plan, knowing, of course, that the, New Year's Day, things were going to be closed, and it was just really this adventure. Well, my daughter just turned 15, so yay, I'm so excited for her. And she wanted some hours driving, and that was one of the reasons why the road trip, I know, huh? It's so exciting. That was one of the reasons why a road trip really made sense, was so she could really get in a lot of hours. So we head down to New Mexico. I live in Colorado. We head down to Mexico. Out there, she was fine, because out there I can navigate I can help her navigate the highway. You know, this one's going to have 2 left turn lanes and you're going to want to be in the outside turn lane. I can sort of prep her and prepare her as we go out there. And it was daytime, sun was up. She had done some of that driving already, and she clocked a lot of hours. It was fantastic. Well, coming home, she wanted to do the driving, half of the driving once we got back into Colorado, back home, which is about a 3-hour drive, and it was getting to be about dusk. So now she was facing some nighttime hours, which in Colorado you need a certain amount. Makes sense. Go ahead. Let's get some highway nighttime hours. Well, during the trip, by all outside appearances, she was handling this very well. She really was. We had the radio on, we were singing. I mean, I could see the white knuckles, and, you know, even though she was singing, it was tense, and I could see that it wasn't totally easy, but by any outside observer, this would have looked like she was doing really well. It would have looked like she was experiencing a modicum of success, right? So we get home and we get out of the car, and she's shaking and she's in near tears and she's stressed out, and she's like, Mom, that was not fun. Oh my God, it was so hard. And my heart broke for her, and she's crying in my arms. And I said, honey, you did great. You did fantastic. We had a couple of miscommunications, but really, in all honesty, think of all the times I told you how good you were doing. She's like, I know, but it was so hard. And here's what I said to her. And this is where the topic comes in today. I said, honey, everyone thinks that success looks and feels like a celebration the whole time you're succeeding. We have this mistaken impression that to be successful, or to know that we are in the process of success, that we feel it all the time, that we get these confirmations, that we feel positive and uplifted. When the truth of the matter is, that feeling only comes after we've experienced the success, and after we've sort of processed the hardship of the journey of that success, right? And it only comes in a flash where we go, oh my God, I did that. Oh, I did that. I pulled that off. I managed that, right? And usually for a lot of people, it's just relief. It's not even gratitude or celebration. It's just like, okay, done, next thing. So the important thing that I wanted to get across to her, and the thing that made me go, oh my gosh, this is a really good reminder for me right now, is that when we're in the throes of a successful journey, it looks and feels anything but successful. It looks and feels stressful. It looks and feels like there's this constant attention and this tug at everything we are, and this challenge to everything that makes us feel comfortable. The journey to success is not only difficult and painful, but it draws something out of us that triggers a very real stress response. Right? A very real visceral response to the event that sometimes we can mistake as a bad signal. Sometimes we can mistake as, I'm on the wrong path. This shouldn't be this hard. This shouldn't be this difficult, right? So that's the big thing right there, is remembering what you're in the middle of building and creating and changing for yourself. Look, 2015 was hard for a lot of people. I've heard from very few people who said that 2015 rocked. And even those people said that rocking of 2015 came on the heels of some really big work for them. I know it did for me. I know that a lot of my business transformation and my rebrand and my moving forward came at a huge expense of time and energy and trial and tribulation. So what we want to remember now as we come into 2016, we want to remember that what we set up, what we reaped, right, in 2015, we get to now look at the potential of, or what we sowed in 2015, we get to look at the potential of reaping in 2016. And that process, I'm not saying it's going to feel great, and I'm not saying it's going to be this like really obvious time to celebrate. I'm saying that it could be yet more legs of unsurety, more legs of the journey that aren't totally clear. So how do you know you're on the right path then? If we can't run off of our emotions, if we can't run off of the trials that are strengthening us and giving us the tools that we need to be stronger and better at everything we do, if we can't rely on those, then what do we rely on? My cat decided just now to jump up on my lap. And this is the beauty of live streaming, right? Hello, Mystic. So what do we rely on? This is why people who, when you read the success quotes, people say, do that thing you can't not do. Or if you do that thing you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life, right? If we have a different litmus test than pain or comfort, then we have another reason to keep taking the journey. We have another reason to keep moving forward. And that is something that is deeper within us than I can describe to you without actually going into some of the big work that I teach in my classes. But to give you a basis, think of a time that you have overcome or taken a journey. Think of a time when you were successful. What pulled you through? You have a reference point for this. I can guide you to it, and I can teach you, and I can give you all kinds of tools. You already have a reference point for it. And what you really want to do is get super, super clear on it. So for my daughter, she knows that driving's not an option for her. She wants that freedom. She wants a social life. She wants to be able to have that kind of control and independence. She's really, really looking forward to that. So that end goal is worth the struggle to get there. It's worth it for her to keep getting behind the wheel. That's an obvious one. She's a teenager, right? Her needs are that simple. She wants the independence. As an adult, we confuse financial abundance with an end goal. And people tell you, find your why, right? This is why they say that. Because whatever that is going to pull you through, whatever that is you're yearning for, not that you want, that thing that you crave, that thing that you can't not create for your life, use that as your measuring stick. Use that as your guidepost and keep coming back to that. Is this in that? Does this help me achieve that aim? That is the litmus test that you want moving forward. Now, if you have taken any of my courses, reference that body compass. And if that's body compass, it's not even my tool. That comes from Martha Beck. So you can go read Martha Beck's book and get really, really clear on the body compass. And yeah, I'm seeing that it's true. When you can reference your body, that doubt goes away. There's no decision making. There's no push and pull, pros and cons. I think this, but then I think that. And there's no tug of war at all when you get really super clear and allow yourself to be guided by something deeper and more meaningful than your day-to-day desires. So there's that. I'm going to give you one more tip, but before I do that, I want to give you the calendar of events. So these happen every Wednesday at about 8:30 Mountain Time. Sometimes I'm a little late if I have a late start day and take the kids to school late, so have some grace with me. Today at 11 o'clock, if you are a Conscious Transitions student, Conscious Transitions is an online home course in grief and growth. If you are already a part of that, you want to come to office hours today if you have any questions about the tools and need any help and guidance in that area. If you're not a student, be a student. Go on to my website and find the Conscious Transitions course and my products and services. You want to clean the slate from 2015 and move forward with a fresh start. January 9th, this Saturday, I'm volunteering again at the Denver Divorce Workshop. I'll be doing the one in Cherry Creek. You can go to denverdivorceworkshop.com to get the schedule. I'll also put some links up here in the video recording on YouTube. And I'm teaching my From Setbacks to Steps Forward at CFU on Saturday as well from 1 to 5. The Divorce Workshop is 8 to 12. The class at CFU is 1 to 5. You can come. Those are both live events. And next Wednesday, if you're a member, we've got group coaching at 11 Mountain Time. Big deal next Wednesday, 1/13, is Fail to Win. The big mama of a course that will really move you forward quickly, with grace, with ease, with a support team, teach you all of these tools that get you there. And it starts January 13th. You want to grab your seat. Go to triffanyhammond.com/FTW. Fail to win, or for the win, as the internet likes to call it. So one parting shot before I go. You've heard me say it before, but boy, if ever there was a time that it rang true, now is the time. I operate on a principle I call, and I don't I think I came up with it, but I don't remember where I heard it. You spot it, you got it. Which means if you see something in someone else, it exists in you. So I want you to notice I saw this in my daughter, right? And at the moment I saw the profound nature of this realization, I turned it around and said, where can I use this principle? This was, this was a good reminder for me to go, what has been hard and painful and stressful for me that is actually a sign that I'm building everything I need to build to be the best coach for you, for myself, for my family that I can be. And a lot of times it's easy to go, okay, if I'm judging somebody else, where does that exist in me? It's easy to look at the negative. This is one of those positives. Actually, this one's actually quite general. I suppose a positive would be like, oh my God, you're such a great listener. And then I'd go, okay, if it exists in you, it exists in me, right? I guess this is kind of neutral and yet somehow quite profound as well. It's a guiding principle that allows me to have faith in a bigger picture. It allows me to expand my understanding even when I can't quite grasp what that is. It's having faith that success is on the horizon even when I don't have proof of it, simply because the proof of it is I'm being built for it as I go. So I want you to remember that. I want you to hold on to that. I want you to remember that coming into 2016. You are here to do big things. You wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't. I mean, it's really quite simple. So since you're here to do big things, I want you to be kind to yourself, gracious to yourself, and remember that everything that feels uncomfortable serves your greatest good, always. So thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you shared a little bit of my day with me. Happy 2016. Oh, and the Inside Scope is the third Thursday of every month. I forgot to mention that. And we are going to be talking about how to get organized and stay on track. It was a question that came in for last month, and I thought it'd be great to start the new year off with that. So you want to join us for that too, the Inside Scope, third Thursday of every month at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. I think that's it. So take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Mwah. I can't turn this off.